Hi champs, good afternoon and welcome back to my YouTube channel for, returning viewers and welcome to new viewers. And I'd just like to thank all of my new subscribers. My account is always going up and I'm really grateful for that. The community is growing and we're engaging more a bit in the comments, so I'm really enjoying that. So please ask away. Anything that you want to know, let me know. Anything that you'd like me to, take a video or tackle on a video, let me know and let's just grow from there. So today I'm going to be talking about quant graduate programs. I'm going to speak about the graduate program that I was on, and then I'm going to speak a bit about other graduate programs that are available for people to apply in. And then I'm also going to talk about how you can prepare for a graduate program, right? Because there are different assessments and things that you go through in the process. It's going to be a nice, quick, short video, so stick around. Let's get into it. Right, so all I would do is I'm just going to Google quant graduate programs on an incognito tab so as not to, show my personal information. So it's going to be very high level, right? So you've got a Nedbank Quant Graduate Programme. It's nice because it's directly from Nedbank, so you can learn a bit more about that. Let's also look at the Investec one, and then let's look at the one that I was on, which was the Prescient Graduate Programme. So we'll just tackle those three today, right? Right, we'll start with Prescient. So Prescient says this program offers the first steps towards a fulfilling and rewarding career in financial services. Prescient Grad Programme is designed to develop individuals with outstanding talent. Yay! So its first intake in 2018. So Mzantsi and I were the first intake. Ms, if you're watching this, what's up? So our program provides talented, motivated, and driven young graduates the opportunity to gain exposure to and experience in a leading multinational financial services business. Click to watch the grad program advert for more information. So you can click on that, on the link, and then you can get to know more about them. So what makes our graduate program different is that Prescient offers talented grads rotations through the business units. This includes investment management, stockbroking, and fund administration services. The rotations between departments and business units are flexible. That's absolutely true, giving graduates the freedom to adapt their exposure and learn what suits their interests, which is important. Skills, even more important, and abilities, which is critical, right? Because they're higher on potential, but they retain you on aptitude as well as your skills, right? So that's very important. So these are the 2022 candidates. And if you scroll a bit here, you've got, 2022 showing up, 2021, 2021. Have they removed us? Yeah, they removed us. Yeah, so they're only going as far back as the 2019 ones. So they removed Ms. and I from, that. But this was where I started. So essentially, it's a 24-month program and they've got 3 business units. So as a grad program, you are part of the Prescient Holdings graduate program. Then you spend about 6 months in stockbroking, which is Prescient Securities. You spend 6 months in Prescient Investments Management, and then you spend 6 months in Prescient Fund Services. So rotation-wise, it's for Ms. and I, at least, it was very flexible because we were the first intake, right? So he started in securities, and then I started in fund services, and then I moved to investments, and then that's where I got my permanent offer 12 months in. I was so excited. So 12 months out of 24, I didn't even go to stockbroking. They actually, when they gave me the offer, they were like, do you want to hold on to the offer, go to stockbroking, and then come back and see if you get an offer there and see if you're interested? I was like, nah, let's do it. Let's get permanent. Because I really enjoyed what I was doing and I really worked well with my manager. I was learning a lot from him. Very talented guy. He's still actually one of my references on my CV, so I was very grateful for that experience. And then I didn't, get the securities or stockbroking, rotation. Mizamo had the opposite experience, so he started in securities, then he moved to fund services, then he moved to investments, and then he got his permanent offer also in investments. So it was nice because it's sort of flexible and you can repeat rotations, right? Because it's 6 months and then you can stay a bit longer on one. Very flexible. I hope it's still the case right now because it seems like they're still keeping the intake small, which is quite nice because you get more exposure and there's less competition, right? that's also the nice thing about us rotating in different units at different times. I never felt like I was competing with Ms. and he never felt like he was competing with me. We were each in our different areas doing our own thing, and then we used to chat about our experiences and stuff like that regularly. Like we used to lunch together, especially on Fridays. So it was very nice. It was very nice because it's a small company, but you're not getting compared to the next grad. You're just pushing your own thing, trying to see what fits and what works for you. Because like I said, the important thing is that you're interested in what you want to do, right? That's why I'm highlighting the interests there. Your skills match the business area that you're in and your abilities, right? So my first rotation was in Prescient Fund Services, and I was working with a guy named Jacques. So Jacques is also, one of my references on my CV. So Jacques was in fund services, and Jacques actually really reminds me of my current manager now. He was sort of a business analyst, so I was a trainee business analyst working under him. What we're basically doing there is we were supporting operations, which is the fund services. So those are the team that deals with fund services, right? Calculating the NAV, paying overdraft fees and gathering bank account fees for the investors, for segregated funds, and then for unit trusts as well. So we automated a lot of their stuff. And what else? Like we basically try to understand how can we make their job a bit more seamless. What are they experiencing in terms of bottlenecks, and how we can help them with those processes and stuff like that. So I spent about 4 or 5 months there, and then I moved over to PIM. So at Prescient Investment Securities, Prescient Investment Management. That was my second rotation over there. That's where I worked with Mario, who was the chief data scientist at the time. Very steep learning curve, right? Mario programmed in R, he programmed in SQL, we extracted data rather in SQL, and he programmed in Python as well. So like, I had to learn it. I got there, I'd done a bit of R in varsity, but like very little, right? In stats 3, 3041F, and yeah, I think only 3041F at the time. So I get there, and then Mario just gives me the work. And like, I'm not a person that says I can't do it. Right? I'm not gonna lie and say I can. I'm gonna say, look, give it to me, let me figure it out. And if you give me the time, I will have it figured out, and I will have something. Could be wrong the first time around, but I'll do it. Do you understand what I mean? So we got on really well. I learned a lot under him. He exposed me to so much, and that's why I was so grateful. Because even though I was in Cape Town and I wanted to move to Joburg, right? Because that's the dream coming from the Eastern Cape, Gauteng. I knew that staying at Prescient and having that experience was invaluable. So I was there for about 2.5 years. Like I said, 6 months at Prescient Fund Services, and then 6 months at Prescient Investment. That was my grad program, and then I got retained at Prescient. So I stayed there for another 14, 15 months or so. But overall, I was there for 2.5 years, 2 years in asset management, about 4 or 5 months in fund services. So I really enjoyed my time over there. I wrote CFA. I did one attempt of level 1. I failed. But yeah, I was so grateful for the team that I moved into. When Mario moved to equities, I then moved to the multi-asset team. Also invaluable experience. I worked with Bastian there. He was the head of equities at the time. So it was like, sorry, not equities, head of multi-asset at the time. Very research focused, projects driven. And that's why I got the love and the passion for, building stuff and automation. And, when you come out of varsity, you don't even know that that's a possibility, like being in a projects team where you just build stuff. And I think had I not gone to Prescient and had that graduate experience, I would have never known that about myself. I would have never known that, look, you like building and stuff like that. I mean, yes, I wanted to be like a civil engineer in like grade 10, grade 11, but because I didn't go through that field, I didn't actually know what, actual science and wanting to become a quant would, entail. So I was very grateful for that. But yeah, I think I've advertised the Prescient Grad Programme enough. It's in Cape Town. It's in Cape Town. It's in Cape Town. I'm going to repeat that 3 times. It's in Cape Town. It's in Cape Town. It's in Cape Town. It's in Tokai to be specific. So Westlake Business Park, that's Prescient Fund Services and Prescient Securities, and then literally opposite the road, you've got the Steenberg Office Park, and that's where Prescient Investments is. It's literally a gate apart, which is quite nice. It's a very nice area. I mean, there's the very first Virgin Active that I joined is literally next door to the Westlake office, and I stayed in Muizenberg and Junecrest at the time. So I would literally drive to, Virgin Active gym in the morning and then shower at the gym and then, drive to work, which was like all within 10, 15 kilometers. I think home was 8 kilometers away. So it was it's a great system. I have a friend of mine who still works there. Luandile, if you're watching this, what's up? That's you. So he lives in the area and he works at fund services. So it's a very nice system, very different to, southern suburbs if you stayed in Res at UCT. But yeah, very enjoyable. I think the biggest shocker was the shops closed early. Like coming from Main Road where, you can go to KFC at like 9 p.m. Here, you'll be driving back and like, you want to go to a KFC, get something to eat before you go to your house, and everything's closed and like everyone's indoors because it's very residentially, very grown-up people. So I think that's what's one of the main shockers when I moved from southern suburbs. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time here. The only reason I moved was because I wanted to move to Joburg, and I just felt like, look, if not now, then when? I'd gained my experience, I'd done all of the work, I think, and I'd learned and I had, the capabilities. I knew what to say in an interview, right? So for me, that's when I know it's time to move. If I want to move and I can go to a couple of interviews just to see what I can say, and I know my work, then I just fill out my CV, I update my LinkedIn, and then I make the jump, right? But if you're in a role and you think you want to move, but then you're not sure what to say in an interview, then stay a bit more, get a bit under your belt, ask for more projects, get some more experience, and then make the move, right? Because you don't want to join a new job and then you don't know anything. Also, it's probably going to show in the interview, so just be very cognizant of that. All right, Prescient, done. Then you've got the Nedbank Grad Programme. So I've got a friend who's actually on this grad program. So I joined Nedbank as a quant. I was already experienced, so straight from Prescient I joined the quant program here. What they do is they say it offers exceptional quantitative and capital risk exposure through bank-wide rotation opportunities over a 2-year graduate experience. The program is an environment that enables you to succeed, or that enables you success through the support and access to coaching and mentorship, right? Which is important in a graduate situation. So if you're a grad and you just joined a program, mentorship, right? Furthermore, we place great value on the principles of leadership and transformation, which are firmly ingrained in our culture. Through the program, our graduates are exposed to leadership opportunities and participate in driving the strategic direction of the program. Click here to go through a detailed booklet on the Nedbank Quants Grad Programme. In here, you will meet the grads, program management, mentors, and rotation managers. That's for you to click on, right? And then here, the grads. I don't know which year's intake this is, but they've taken a lovely picture of them over here. What you can expect. Okay, that's quite long. But yeah, applications are open for 2024, so you can click to apply. They close on the 30th of June, 2023, right? There's also a quant exploration program, which is for final undergrads who are thinking of going to work next year, who want to know a bit more about it. Sort of an internship, right? And applications are closed. They're going to open again in August 2023. So the key thing here is you need to know what companies offer what programs, right? And you also need to note Nedbank closing date, Prescient closing date, Prescient Cape Town closing date, Nedbank Joburg closing date, right? So that if you are at the stage where you're not sure where you want to be, you're still applying, right? So that if you get the Cape Town offer and you get the Joburg offer, you can see what each of them entails, what each of them offers, and then you can decide on location. Because at the beginning of your career, location shouldn't be a big deciding factor, right? It's just a matter of where can you learn the most. That's the base. Where can you learn the most? That's what a grad program is meant to be about, right? you want to join a team where you are a willing learner, right? You're in charge of your learning, and then you join a team that is willing to teach and able to teach, and then you just become a sponge, right? But as much as you're learning, you also need to understand that with a graduate program, the reason for you joining the team is, yes, you're learning, but the team needs to benefit from it. So you need to be there making things easier for the team. If you're just there and you think you're learning, but the team isn't benefiting, are you really doing your job? So that's something just to be cognizant of, right? So be wary of deadlines, and then be wary of what the program is actually offering. Also, if you're not sure, ask in the interview process. But for you to go through the interview process, you have to apply. To apply, you have to be aware of the deadlines. So that's something that's very important. So we're going to go on to the Investec Quants Grad Programme. So Investec Quants Programme, we recognize that not all quants are the same. So we have created a program that can be tailored for you, by you. That sounds interesting. So they're looking for honors and master's grads to join them on a 2-year rotational program. So same as Prescient, it's 2 years, 24 months. Same as Nedbank, 24 months. Also rotating. If you're analytical, passionate, and curious, this could be the right opportunity for you. Our flat structure culture, where self-starters are valued, will give you access to relations that will be key in kickstarting your career. You'll have exposure to the following areas that will enable the creation of a career within the broad world of quants within specialized banking. So there's model development, IFRS 9 and stress testing, IRB as well. So those are just impairments. IFRS 9 is impairments, right? So bad debts, provision for bad debts. That's basically what it is if you did accounting. You've got market risk, counterparty credit risk, XVA. I don't know what XVA is, but market risk and counterparty credit risk is on the investment banking side of things. And then you've got assurance, model validation, internal audit. Then you've got balance sheet risk and capital management. You've got tech, business analytics, data science. Data science. So we will partner with you to tailor and design your rotations based on your individual aspirations and learning path. Applications are closed and they're yet to open. So just be on the lookout if you're interested in investing. What you also need to be looking out for is, and I'll show you. So it's called Investec Work Readiness Program. So Investec has a nice work readiness program. So it's called the Navigate program. So I was part of this in 2017, just before I started working in 2018. So they flew me out from Cape Town, flew me out here, stayed here for a week. I think we stayed at, I don't know the hotel, but like a really nice hotel in Sandton for a week. I had a roommate from Rhodes University. I forgot her name, but hey, shout out if you're watching this. And they took us all over the city. They taught us about investing. They took us on outings. They took us to Constitution Hill. That's the one I think that stands out. My memory is like very poor, but like I remember Constitution Hill. And I really enjoyed myself. I'm not gonna lie. It was very, I learned a lot from it. What is Navigate? So it's for final year students. Investec Navigate is an exposure program for students in various disciplines. So if you're watching this and you're a med school student, if you're watching this, you're a psychology student, if you're watching this, you're an engineering student, you can apply for the Navigate program, right? This intense 3-day virtual, it's virtual now, gives you an opportunity to see the world of work during your final year of study. You get exposed to banking, you showcase your entrepreneurial and innovative thinking through a series of action-based learning projects that will expose you to banking and immerse you in the invested culture of spirited individuality. So that's quite nice. They put you in groups, they give you like case studies to work on and present. It's very exciting. So who can apply? You can apply to Navigate if you're a student in your final year, ready to start working next year, an entrepreneurial individual with a mission to be out of the ordinary. Applications for Navigate, so there's the timeline thing. This is where you should be taking out your pen, pencil, putting it on your notebook. 1st July, and they close on the 31st of July. You can apply online with the following docs: your matric certificate, your CV, your transcripts, your latest transcript at the time, your ID, and a beautiful headshot image of you. Please don't take a selfie. Ask your friend to take a headshot image of you. You can stand at the back of your door. Your friend can take a nice, what's name, shoulder length photo of you, right? In plain clothing, there must be nothing visible on your clothes, nothing written. Then you're just standing straight, a nice smile, nice, clean background, doesn't matter the color, and nothing decorative, nothing funny, nothing weird. That would be nice. That would be a solid headshot for this. But yeah, so the Investec Work Readiness Program ties in hand with the Investec Quants Program, right? Because the Navigate program tells you more about what the Quant program would entail. So Navigate is just an internship, 3-day. They're saying it's virtual now. Whereas the Quants Grad Program is you're an employee of Investec, right? You've gone through the recruitment thing, all of that processes and stuff like that. So before I tie off, I said this video would be short, now it's not. But I also wanted to tell you about Saville assessments. So this is where you can practice assessments for quant programs. So a lot of the programs is you'll do a telephonic interview. Hi, are you Tando? Are you studying this and this, here and here? Yeah, I am. We're this company, would love to chat to you about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, okay, cool. You understand? That's what step 1 usually looks like. Step 2, hi Tando, we'd like to book an interview for you on what role. Are you available on Skype? Are you available on Teams? Do you have a secure and dependent or reliable internet connection? When can we chat to you about ABCD? Please send through your transcripts, this. That's usually, step 2. And then step 3, hi Tando, you've been successful in the interview. We'd love to shortlist you. The next steps are the aptitude tests. So this is where Saville comes in. So there's different kind of tests. You'll get that from, the HR business partner that's reaching out to you. But you get verbal analysis, numerical, diagrammatic, abstract reasoning. Diagrammatic is the one where they show you different triangles and which one is out, which one fits, which one doesn't fit the pattern. I really like this stuff. So you've got comprehension aptitude, you've got technical aptitude, you've got global aptitude, and then you've got workplace English practice ratio. Basically, can you follow instructions? So yeah, check it out, savilleassessment.com. Let me just make this a bit bigger so that you see, but it's savilleassessment.com/practice/your practice tests. Or you just Google Saville practice assessments and then you just choose that one, which is practice test, right? Right, so I'm going to cut the video here. I was basically just telling you a bit about the quant grad programs, or a few of them rather. And yeah, I know someone in the chat had, in the previous video, had asked about them. So I'm just letting you know that these are some of the quant programs that are available. Reach out to people on LinkedIn who've been through these programs, see what they have to say about them. Like I said, I can only speak about the Prescient Grad Programme. It's the only one I've been on. But I know a lot of my friends have been on other graduate programs, and they've got good things to say about some of them. And so, yeah, you just have to try and see if you can get an internship first to understand what's happening in the company. And if you don't apply, then you can't count yourself in, right? So even if they have a requirement of 65% and you're at 60, apply. Let them say no. Do you understand? Because it's competitive, and if they've got 5 positions and only 4 people apply, and you put in your CV and your transcript and you're at 61, there's a possibility that you might make it onto the team, but you won't know if you don't apply because you're counting yourself out. So that's very important. That's a massive attitude that I've always had, and it's why I was able to get into spaces where I didn't quite qualify sometimes. I didn't qualify for the Investec Navigate program. I think they had a 65% average threshold, and then I was at about 60 something at the time. I put in my CV and then they said yes. Flew to Joburg, stayed here for a week for free, and I learned a lot about the business. So if you're counting yourself out, then that's on you, but there's someone else who's going to apply with a 59, right? So you're there with a 61% and you're not applying because they're asking for 65%. There's a girl or a guy, there's a champ with a 59% average who's going to send their CV through, and then they're going to get the seat that you could have gotten. So it's up to you. All right, I'm going to cut it here. Thank you for watching thus far. If you have, comment, like, chat below. Let me know how your graduate experience was.